This has been, this is the Equation Man. It's been a little bit. Not really. Anyway, this is another World of Tanks Tuesday. This one is a graphical update. Whoa! So, we've got a lot of stuff to cover, kind of, but a lot of stuff to look at, mostly. So, firstly, there were a lot of changes to certain tanks, with the transparency of emblems and camos, and a lot of rearranging of the moving objects on top of the tanks. For example, the fuel tank on the back of the Pershing changed to an ammunition pack that matches the AA gun on the top. So there were a lot of little nitpicks that Wargaming has presented us. And another thing that we have gained is that we now have the crew ranks. So, for example, you see Sergeant up there. I know my ranks, some of my ranks aren't really that impressive, but when I go up here into my E75 and whatnot, we have a lot of ranks for my German crew that I can't pronounce, which is perfect. You know, I always love those. Anyway, so it is entirely based off of how many skills I think it's based off of how many skills they are currently researching at the same time as how many they already have. And obviously it says right there are 17 ranks, 17 skills, 17 maximum skills, because in World of Tanks there are more than 17 skills on the Xbox. I don't know about the PC. Anyway, obviously the top one is General. I don't know what it is in the German, and it's basically the words from the war based off of the words from the war for each rank. So that's pretty sweet. I heard that there was something going on with the scrolling system works way better. Apparently the news is now going to be announced in here, so that's nice. Once again, we have new visuals in the back here that I have not seen yet. Just this one, looks like. And nothing new in here. I believe that is all. And the... oh, wait. I actually have a good example of the next thing. The German marks of excellence have been black outlined, since they were not before. Well, you can see that. We'll take a bigger tank with my mark of excellence on it. There you go. You can clearly see that, I hope. Maybe a tank with a bigger gun. Okay, yeah. So you can clearly see that. We have those going on. But the main thing that came in this update for World of Tanks is the new graphical setup that the computer version doesn't have, because it's a piece of shit. But anyway, aside from harassing people without multi-core processing availability for their game, we will delve into multiple tanks, and I'll show you guys hopefully some different maps that have the new graphics, and basically you can see what we're talking about. It'll be exciting. Alright, let's go straight into it. Alright, so once again it looks like they have changed the color of the tips on the side again. And I don't remember if I talked about last time, I probably did, but obviously you can scroll through the tips. And we are on Swamp, Tier 8 of course. Perfect. Tier 8 is obviously the place where I can demonstrate new graphics. So basically, the majority of this new graphical system is going to be sound, which I can't really show, and particle effects. So you guys might have already noticed a lot of dust particle effects going on. And you might also be hearing this nice noises in the background. Oh, a lot of those have been added in. And there are specific track noises in the Xbox version There are now specific track noises for rain and for dirt and for concrete and for mud and for sand, so that's pretty sweet. And I don't know if you guys have just noticed, but my tank just picked up dirt in its tracks. As you can see, we now in the Xbox version have the ability to have particles from different parts of the map collect onto our tank and then sift around in the tracks. So if you notice, there's a bunch of mud in my track because I drove through water after driving through, and I did it again after driving through a bunch of dirt. So, and earlier you noticed it was completely dirty. This is pretty cool stuff, and the effects, as you can see, the mud also gets onto the bottom of my tank, and into my, now I can't remember the name of the torsion bar system. No, sorry, the bogies. It's the bogies. The bogies. And when I go into water, which will probably kill me, but I'll do it anyway, the splash that I make into this water here will actually clean my tank off a certain amount and make it wet. So let's test that out and hopefully not get shot as much as I think I'm going to get shot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. I just got my tank wet. And I just bounced a shot. So, based off of the splash that you make, you'll actually make your tank a certain degree of wetness. So as you can see, the far top of my tank is not wet. And it also cleaned off my tracks and bogey suspension system down there. So this is like, it's really cool. This level of wetness thing, I like it. I like all of it. It's all amazing. I mean, honestly, the things that they can do with this, and as you can see, my water's a little bit drying off a little bit, kind of, not really. The things that they can do with this game are amazing. And I think that the exhaust that then the dust that comes from your tank builds up on the back, but that might just be me. So as you can see, my tank is drying off slowly over time as these guys try to shoot my turret. You can see that my tank is now dry, but it's kind of different than it was before. Now it's like, oh jeez. Yeah, that was pretty much what I was expecting. So, we'll go to some other places. Hopefully, I'm gonna try for a sand map, alright? Also, we had some messing around with the destructed look of tanks. I mean, you're probably not really gonna tell, but it's a little bit different than it used to be. And, obviously, we have the good old fashioned, everything is gray after you die. So, we'll move on to another place, hopefully. Alright, so seeing the prospect that it's probably not going to happen, that I'll find another, that I will find the sand map, since there's only like 2. I'm sure that we don't need to know what sand looks like in Treads at the moment, so I'm just going to go find myself not Internet Explorer, Jesus Christ, no. Microsoft Edge. Okay. So, now there are 2 new maps for, well, maybe not 2. There are a few new maps for World Tanks on the Xbox. We have we have Hidden Village, which people will recognize from the computer version, and we have Pacific Island War, which is specific to the Xbox, so fuck you, computer version. And there's also the Great Wall. And this one is also completely new because screw you, computer version. So, environmental accumulation effects, crew ranks, yep, there they are. There's a lot of crap going on there. Alright, so, that's what we got, kids. There you go. Go play yourself some tanks on the Xbox version. It's the best. Oh, look at that. Oh yes, and they added for every bit of water on every map, even like the smallest amount, there'll be splashes. So that's what we got, kids. Screw computer version sucks. Alright, bye.